newsletter, and we've also explained it on Facebook. However, the special offer now, I've got a cat coming here. This is like at the circus this morning. It is you buy one item and your second item is 50% off. So that's a pretty good deal. But there is two riders that I would put on it. Is number one, always know that the cheapest item, as in most whenever we do BOGO shopping at any of the big stores, the cheapest item is the one we get 50% off. And also it may be in your interest to work out whether it is better to put two orders in. In other words, if you've got, say, two big items, to put them in one order and two little items in the other order. You've got to, it's one of those things you've got to work out, because everybody will have different products and it's a bit hard for us to give some advice. But it is an amazing sale, and I've noticed so many people getting excited by this. But just make sure that you pay attention to what you're ordering and what you're putting in.
I
Now,
had
Christine,
someone who ordered today, and she wanted just a bundle. And what she did was she ordered the dies, and then she got the stamp set at half off. So that was one way of doing it.
yeah,
Yeah. So there's lots of ways to kind of work it. And so we'll talk about the sale and everything as we do go through our projects, but it's all June. I mean, it's a long sale.
it is a long sale. I was really surprised. I thought it was going to be
Yeah.
a one-off, a
hmm
one-day sale. Now, I can see that there's some people watching now.
Great.
So if they are, please leave a comment. I'm not sure why, but I'm getting live 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm a little concerned about that. However, your YouTube has just popped up as
Yes.
linked now.
Yeah.
So we're right to go.
I couldn't find
Ideo.
that button before. That's why I was panicking,
Yeah.
but I found it.
Ideo. I'm going to hand over to you, Christine, to share with us your project, and then after you
Okay.
finish, I'll show you mine.
All right. Do you want to just put on my desktop screen?
As if I needed advice. Of course I did. We're right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Anne. All right. So as Anne said, there's a sweet sale going on now. So each of these, the suites are kind of highlighted in the beginning, or the towards the beginning of the catalog. So they'll say like suite collection. So anything in the suite is is up for sale. Anything in this suite and so forth, and you can mix and match. So I am working with this, what I'm calling a mega suite, or it says suite
It
collection
is.
because it's
Yep.
so big. It's called Beautiful Gallery. This particular one contains 2 bundles. And so I'm actually going to use stamps from both the beautiful motifs and the gallery blooms. And I'm going to use dies in both of them as well. And so for the explanation of the sale, you could buy one bundle and get one bundle at half off, or you could buy the bundle and get the paper at half off. But you don't even have to do it within, I could buy, say, this bundle and I wanted this paper at half off. So you can mix and match. So anything that is contained in a suite, and there are a lot of them because a lot of them carried over from last year too. So there's tons for sale. Hi, Tracy. Glad you popped in for a few minutes. So
Now, could
we
I
are.
interrupt for just a second? Sorry to
Mhm.
kill your flow.
Yep.
But the suites in the annual catalogue are listed on page 3 on the top right corner. There's 5 in the annual catalogue. And then my understanding is that there's 27 all up, including those in online exclusives
I would
in
say
our
that's.
online store.
I would agree with you because even like if you remember way back, like in February, there's the Marbleized Elegance. That suite is still current or in offered.
Yep.
So there's a whole bunch of them. So if you have questions about it, just ask Anne and me. So anyways, my inspiration is this card right here. So it's not going to look like anything like this card, but this was my inspiration for today's card. So I'm going to make 2 different versions. And so I have to give credit to my son because he was sitting with me and giving me helpful consultation, as he said. So I'm not making this card, but this was the first one I made. And so then you'll see. So I made this card, and originally I was going to show you, and I can tell you how I did this kind of little background, but then things were getting not messy, but you had to let it dry and this and that. So, anyways, but what I want you to focus on is this square. So I'm going to, so here's that bundle. And within this bundle, you get all these dies, but you get this really cool rectangle rather. So you get like dies that go with the peonies and of all the flowers. And so you can use just this all on your own. Like, I don't think you need guidance on using the flowers or instruction or anything. So you get all these dies. But this die comes with it. So it's a frame and it cuts 3 rectangles at once. So we're going to do that in a second. But I'm actually going to, I was telling Anne ahead of time, I'm doing a little magic. I'm going to turn this rectangle into a square. So we will be turning it into a square that looks like that. So that's kind of my
Nice.
tutorial. And then, let's see, I just have to put these where I know where they're gonna be. So I'll show you all the cards and then we'll make a different version of them. So this was again my inspiration piece was here, and I guessed at how they did it. And then this was the first card, and then I made this card.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, so Troy and I kind of liked it better with the paper
Yep.
throughout versus like this is like my little art piece that I created, which I liked, but sometimes when you're trying too hard, and I
Yep.
felt that I was kind of heading in that territory, and this is more my style anyways. And then I made this one just to show you kind of the different papers. And so if you can kind of see on the frames, one is flat, the green one is flat, and then the black one has this corrugated frame to it. So we'll do both. I'll show you both how to do it. And then I made this kind of mini version. So we'll make a mini
Ooh.
version and a regular version, and I'll show you how to
Mm-hmm.
do those squares. All right, so we don't need that anymore. So we're gonna start with this, our die. And you can do this in any colors. I was just thinking a lot of our frames are black frames. So that's kind of why I picked it. All right. So this is, oops, out of order. Here we go. I always have that one on top. It probably doesn't matter. All right. So this is just, regular die cutting. So we're going to, this is just a quarter sheet of paper. So for my measurements, 4¼ by 5½. So I just quartered a piece of paper and it fits on here like that. So I know your paper's bigger, so it will fit on your quarter. So I don't know, like, let's do 2. I'm going to show you something. Maybe you know this. So I'm just putting in this here so it looks nicely lined up. I'm going to put it through. And you're going to hear this big bump, crack, and that noise can scare you, right? It's fine. It's fine for the machine. It's fine, but it's a little jarring. So when I take this out, we'll get our 3 rectangles. So we get the middle one, this one, and this one. And if you wanted 4 rectangles, you could even cut this piece, this outer piece, a little bit. You'd have to figure out the measurements, but a little bit bigger, so you could even get one more.
Yep.
But then it wouldn't fit on a card. I think it'd be too big. All right, so to get rid of that jarring motion, and I always call it like a speed bump, I'm gonna go like this. And so this flat edge, so any flat edges, that go in flat this way have that like speed bump crack. But if you just tilt it, just even a little bit, then when as this goes in, it's going in like those increments, so it doesn't make that big noise. Just a little noise. Like that. So it's a little bit better. All right. So now we have 2. We actually only needed 1, but now we have 2. And these are just going to pop out. All right. So like I said, you get this middle one, which is a nice size for like a lot of sentiments or something. No, maybe not on black unless you do embossing powder. And then you have these 2 other, frame like rectangles. So I think you can see on the larger one, there's actually this mitered score mark here. It's on all 4 corners, so that's kind of nice. On this medium size, there is not mitered corners, but you could easily do that with a stylus if you wanted it. But we don't, because we're gonna make a mitered corner differently. Okay, so we will start with the bigger, right? So they're like this. We're gonna start with the bigger one. And to make our square, we just need a pencil, a ruler, and our paper trimmer. So I'm just going to flip it over because I'm going to make a pencil mark, so might as well go on the back side. So to make a square, right, it's equal sides, equal on all 4 sides. So what I did is I measured how long or wide this square is. So for, I'm imperial, right? I'm imperial. So for the imperial measurements, it's 3 5/8. Let's see if I can, what the centimeters is. It is, I think, 9 centimeters and maybe 2 millimeters. So you're going to just take that measurement and you're just going to mark it. It can be a pen or pencil, but right there. So I just marked it. And then you're going to take your paper trimmer. I like to put my corners in this notch here, and actually it can go like beyond the page kind of thing. It goes right up in here. And if I move this, my pencil mark, over to my cutting track and I keep that in there, just helps keep it in place. And don't look at how filthy my trimmer is. And I'm going to cut it. So now I have like a half a square, half an edge. And then I have this left over. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over to the longer side. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to measure the same amount. So it's 3 5/8. Make a mark. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to put the corner up here and I'm going to put the pencil mark in my cutting track and I'm just going to cut.
I love, love, love that technique because for me, as you know, it's the details and those mitered corners, which is just that little, basically a line. Just makes frames. It just adds to it. So I would never have thought of doing that. So it looks
good.
Like so impressed.
Thank you. So you're left over with these 2 pieces. Now, again, this is black cardstock, so maybe, but if you were doing them in white, this would be a nice little label piece for a short word, or you can use it if you're heat embossing. So keep them or don't keep them, but this is kind of your scrap left over. Okay, so we're gonna have that one. And how about, since I have everything here, let's do the small one. We're going to do it the exact same way. So this is the smaller, right? So this is the one we just did, and that's the smaller. So when I measure it from here to here, it's 2 5/8. So they're an inch apart. So I'm going to flip it over to the back side and just measure 2 5/8. And if you want to save a step, just flip that all the way around and just measure it again and mark it again. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this top in the top of the cutting track and my pencil mark right here. I like to cut from the bottom up. I guess it doesn't really matter, but that's what I tend to do. I'm going to flip this all the way around. I already did my measurement, so the mark is already here.
So has anybody else seen this, a frame cut like this, or cut down from a triangle down?
I have no idea if this is how they did it, but I saw that square in the catalog, and this is where my brain went. So
Well,
I don't
I'm
know.
going to say this is me, because I looked at this first up when you show the sample in the catalogue. They
Yep.
don't have a miter in those bottom corners. They only have them in the top corners.
Oh, you're right. So I don't know how they did it.
Yeah.
But I saw this, and this is where my brain went.
No, I love how you've done it.
Thank you. Okay, so now, do you want, well, actually, hold on, because we're going to make one of them with texture. But let me show you the papers that we're going to use. So both of these papers are in suites, which means they're sale items. So you could buy one paper, get the other paper for free. Oh, this. So these are both suite elements anyway. So this one is called Floral Impressions, and this one is the Celebratory Sips. This was that black and white one that I used for this. This is not part of the sale, but I liked the black and white. So that is not part of the suite. So we are going to use this paper and this paper. For our frame. So I think we're going to do the small frame because it's smaller print on this one and the bigger print with this one. So, and I'll let you choose. Do you want so this is the corrugated and this is the flat. So which one, the big or small, do you want corrugated? Or I could do both. Okay, big. I could do them both too. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Well, or do both.
Okay, so let's start anyways with the big card. I love square cards. I don't know why, but I like square cards. So we're going to turn this into a square card. So this is basic beige, which is a great neutral color. So again, you can do this for your paper, your metric paper. You just want to make it square. So for me, this is 8.5 this way. So I'm going to cut it at 8.5. So whatever yours is, you can just cut it. Excuse me, I'm not cutting it 8.5. I'm cutting it half of 8.5. So at 4.25. So when I fold it.
And Nicole, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, says thanks for sharing this cutting square tip.
Oh, you're welcome. So I cut this at 4.25. This is 8.5. I'm going to score it at 4.25, and that gives me the square card. Like that. So again, I'm going to say your Australian measurements, you can just make it a square card to however your paper is if you don't want to cut it down.
Well, I'll be showing them how to do that in my projects.
Oh, perfect. That's funny.
I'm doing a square card in mine. So.
That's funny. All right. So I don't usually I have a border, but for this one, I actually cut the designer paper, I'm covering the whole front. And I don't usually do that. The reason being is this is 4.25. My 12 by 12 paper divides evenly, nicely into 4s. So I am wasting a little paper by cutting it at 4.25, but I'm liking this look. So I'm cutting this at 4.25 by 4.25. You can certainly leave a border, but if you look at it, it wouldn't give you much on the sides for this particular square. You know what I mean? You would lose a little bit. Okay. We'll cut the small one separate. All right, so all I'm going to do is put this directly on top. So I could have made my base any color. I just decided to go with beige. All right, so this is going over right on top. Okay, so we are going to emboss our frame here. So before we put it to add it, I actually don't think this is part of a suite. It came out the same time as that black and white paper, so I don't think this is part of the sale. You could certainly use any embossing folder, but I like this one. I think for this, it gives it a nice look. All right, so it is a 3D embossing folder, which means I just want my thick platform, and I'm going to use my gray plate. And I always show that I actually mark them 3D on my plate so I know. So what we're going to do, I'm actually going to flip my embossing folder over so that I can see this black line. And I'm going to line up one edge on the line. And then I'm just going to put this down so that it makes a square. I'm going to carefully close it. Spin it because I like my fold to go in, because I have wrecked embossing folders by not having the fold go in. And then put it through. If I were to put the plain black paper before I cut my rectangles, if I was to put that through the embossing folder first and then cut, the cutting would smush it. So you would lose all this texture. So whenever you're using an embossing folder in cutting, I like to cut first and then emboss. So now we have that really nice look. All right, so now we can put this together. Oh, here it is. So we're just going to glue it right on like that. I can hear my daughter vacuuming. Like, what is that noise? She loves to vacuum.
What a good daughter.
No, she's only vacuuming her room.
Oh.
She doesn't she doesn't vacuum the house, just her room.
Well, that's still better than nothing.
Yeah, she loves to vacuum. So we actually gave her a vacuum, I think it was part of her high school graduation gift. Which sounds so funny, but she was very happy. She brought it to college with her. All right, so I put one down, and now I'm just going to put the other one down, in those corners fit together perfectly. Those mitered corners, like that.
Love it, love it, love it.
And then to decorate, I actually think this is kind of a nice focal point. So I didn't want too much. So what I did was I already pre-cut my shapes, but they are from, remember, let's see, I did, the greenery is from the one that went with the gallery blooms, and you can use greenery from anything. There's a couple other greenery pieces here. And then the words, oh no, the this big flower, and this could be different flowers. It could be an allium, it could be bee balm, like it could be a lot of different flowers. That came from this die set that went to the beautiful motifs, just so you know where they came from. And we're going to use the words from that. Okay, so we're just going to, let's see, we just kind of layered them. So you can have the white on. I think this one I'm going to have the berry burst on top. I'm going to just stick the green and the green like that. So I'm just going to glue them down, and then I'm going to just trim them. Let me put this under. And you can decorate yours, however you like. Really, I just wanted to show you how I did the frame.
And I noticed, which I hadn't noticed before, that the dies for the Gallery Blooms stamp set actually has greenery pieces that don't have stamp sets that coordinate.
It does. It actually has quite a lot of
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, really what sold me was that peony stamp.
You made me go and get it then.
Actually, and the peonies are blooming now. I need to take pictures. They're just starting to bloom. So you can see I'm not using very much glue because these are pretty skinny. But I don't want them quite on top of me. There we go. I want them a little offset. All right. Oop. This mess will be hidden in a second, but then you could just open it up and trim like that. And so then we just need some words. So I think on this one, we'll just do celebrate. Well, I don't know. What do you think? Hello, I can do any of them. Hello, thinking of you, celebrate.
I always like celebrate.
Okay.
And I don't mind. I mean, hello. It's a nice card for hello.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because I have this one, I think, thank you for everything. This one I did celebrate. This one I did hello.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can be anything. So let's see. We'll just do celebrate because I can always have birthdays. Or actually, it can be for anything. My black ink is right in front of me. And I actually remember I was working on this one first, so that's watercolor paper. So I ended up just stamping on watercolor paper just because I had it in my workspace. And it's the colors in between the beige and the white, and I liked that. So it just kind of stuck out. And it had a slight texture to it. So I'll just we were talking about now it's getting hot. I shut off the air conditioning, I shut off the fan, and now I'm getting hot. That's okay. All right, so we got to celebrate. And then in this suite, they have these really cool, they're like heavy. They're called pressed flowers. And like I pick you, well, I don't know if you can see the detail in them, but I pick them up and they're heavy. All right, so I'll just throw on 3.
They're very heritagey.
Yeah, I like them. So I'm just kind of copying what I did. Let's see. So I put one here. Oops. Put a little one here. And I put up. Oops. I'm just going to actually put it on that side. So there is that finished card. And the paper, kind of does all the work, except for, and the frame just makes it pop. But let me show you the small version because I did something. So Stampin' Up! No longer sells the 3x3 envelopes, which I loved, to make like little, card enclosures. And so what I did, if I can find it, is I took the note cards and envelopes. So they sell these, a pack of 20. I don't remember the cost, but it's such a good value. You get a pre-scored thick white card base, and you get a little envelope. So what we're going to do is, because we were making square cards, so what I did was I measured across whatever the measurement is, so it's 3.5, and so I want to make it a square card. So I just cut it at 3.5. I can use this for something later. So now I have a 3.5 square card versus like the 3x3s we used to do, but it will still fit in the envelope that it came with. And this for us will go through the mail. It's not too small. So that's how I did the 3x3 card. I lost all my lip frames because it's black and I now have a black. So where did it go? Where did that frame go, Anne?
What's to your right in front of you? Up
No.
and there.
Yeah, I thought I cut it already. I put it with the paper we were going to use. So that would
Because
be
you're
right
using
here.
a black
Yep.
desk. So how
I
am I
know.
seeing that?
I found it. Okay. So do you want me to? Oh, actually, yeah, I'll do it quick because this one I did slightly different. So remember this was 2 5/8. So what I did is I just cut the pattern paper just a little bit smaller so it will fit kind of inside the frame.
So it'll hide.
So this one is 2.5 square. And then I decided I tried it on just the white and it was in the black frame. It was okay, but it needed something. So that's why I did the printed paper. So we'll just do this printed paper on the back side of this. So this will be the full size of the card, which is 3.5 square.
Now, Nicole really loves this card.
Oh, good.
As I do.
Oh, good. All right. So we'll just put it together quick. This just gets glued straight on. It's the same size as the card base. And you have the option, because they're square cards, to open it this way or this way. Like, I like to have them sit on the table. I'm thinking that people are going to display them. So I think it sits better than sometimes that will flop down. But
You're
first,
criticizing my card choice for my next card, are you?
no, I was being very careful. But this is just a personal preference. I like them to go this way. Same thing like with the horizontal cards. I like them to go that way. All right.
No, it's just teasing.
I know. All right. So this is what I want to see. And so I'm actually just going to put a thin bead of glue all around the edges. Because then we're not going to corrugate. This is going to be flat just for time's sake. But you could definitely do this, this bumpy look on this one too. So I'm just going to put this on top. Like that. It's like a puzzle. You could also do something where you don't connect them, like those photo corners. So you could do something like that too. But for this, we're connecting the. Oop, I need to slide this down. Okay, so here we go. That's going to go on like that. And if you were trying to focus on something, you would cut it a little bit, with purpose. This one I just cut. That goes like that. And then I have, again, if there's flowers. I'm just going to do these two.
So those flowers are from the Gallery Blooms.
No, I know it's kind of funny because it doesn't make sense. Remember, this is a mega suite. So
they're from the Beautiful Motive.
The stamp, there's a stamp which I stamped inside, which I'll do quick at the end. The stamp goes with Gallery Blooms, but the die cut goes with this set because they do work together.
I see it now.
Yeah. This one I'm just going to do one green. Are you still doing prep work?
Me?
Yeah, I can hear you moving pages.
No, I'm actually going back
to the
Gallery Blooms page and keep looking at what's happening. See? I would never do that.
So I didn't even show you, and I have it. The paper that goes with the gallery blooms, it's very pretty. It's very pretty. It's not my style, but I'll show you. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's elegant.
it's
It's
not my
elegant.
style, but I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah. And so it's like, I think it would be hard to cut. All right, so we're gonna do celebrate on this one because that's what's on the block.
I just keep going back to that page and the sample page, because the sample page where, for idea projects, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
This is too thick.
12. There's about 25 samples to inspire us with this.
Yeah, it's a lot of pages.
Collection.
There's a lot of pages. I'm trying to cut this because no, that's too big. It was a little too wide. You know what? I'll be better off cutting a bigger piece. All right. There we go. But ½ inch was a little bit too wide, so I just went a little bit thinner. I'm putting my head in the way so I can see. That's much better. And then you could take it to the trimmer to cut, but I just cut it with scissors. And then here's another trick. So I have all this bumpy mess here. So I'm just going to put a dimensional on this part. Oh, I guess that's where it's going. I probably should have moved it down. All right. So there's celebrate. And what I was doing on the inside was using that stamp that goes with it. And I was just stamping a little bit just on the inside. So I'll do that.
Is that berry burst color?
Yes.
Sorry.
It is berry burst. Here, I'll do this one too. And that's the color of the flowers I used too, was berry burst. And why I picked that goes back to this color, and I just thought it would look pretty on here. So, all right. So let me just move this stuff and then I'll show you all the cards. Oh, and I can also show you, actually, before I do that, because it's right here. Here's that, the paper that goes with this set. Again, it's very pretty and elegant, but I think it would be hard to cut. Like, I don't know how you're going to cut that. It's right in the middle. They're beautiful. So they were showing them, you could just even use these as framed pieces.
Yeah.
There's one back side it's my favorite. Let's see. Oh, this one. I just love that. That I love. So so these colors that I picked, are so very different, but these is more my style. All right, so here we go. Here are let me get straight here because we're crooked. The 3 big ones, and I have the 2 smaller ones. So turning a rectangle into a square. So there you go.
I love that so much. That's going to be at my next class.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you liked it.
Yes, and I was writing in my catalogue as a reminder of that I wouldn't forget that. So love it,
good.
love it, love it.
And I'll take pictures and I'll post them and share them with you. Yep.
And I post them as well.
Yes. So let's see what you made. Your square card.
Well, thank you, Christine. I will, let's see if I can get to my desk. So I'm going to be using the Kintsagi Inspirations, which is Japanese inspired. And I love this because it reminds me of my card making. Because if you haven't heard of what Kintsagi is, it's a traditional Japanese technique of repairing broken
It's
pottery
me.
with gold lacquer.
You have
The,
my premenopause pocket.
the mended gold veins become a celebration of imperfection instead of hiding it. We love that philosophy. And my card making is sometimes when I make a mistake, how do I hide it to make it, well, how do I highlight it to make it look like it should be? And how do I make the most out of it? So I love the philosophy behind this set, but what even more, I actually love the products, and I'm going to show you the products in real life. So the first one I'm going to show you is the embossing folder, which we're going to use today. It's called Join Together 3D embossing folder. It comes with dies and a stamp set, and the stamp set is, the sentiments on it are, oh, they're those ones that you need when you want to send a card to someone to show them that you're supporting them, right? And I'm ignoring the cat that has just come in
Because she wants to help.
No, she's brought me a present. I'm so lucky.
Oh no.
And she's not allowed to bring presents because I saved them, but I can't actually save them at this moment. Ideo. So this is, I've got two of the same paper here. I'm not sure. Ideo. So this is what the paper looks like. And it's quite disparate in that it is different. And it looks like it's going to be hard to combine, but I'm going to show you how easy it is actually to use. It's foil one side, matte on the other. Absolutely love this paper. Now, I've got two of the same here in a couple of places. I don't know why that is. These all die cut out. So there's dies for all of these. So if you don't want to stamp, perfect. So I'm actually going to be die cutting a couple of those out. So, and also very similar to yours, but these are a lot lighter weight. We have some flower accents that are really, as you can see, the gold shine on those. So I'm going to show you my two cards. I've got most of mine cut out. There were a couple of things I left. So my easy peasy card is this one. Beautiful. And you can see how this paper just works together. It is so easy. I'm going to whip this card up, let's hope in a couple of secs, and when I open it up. Now, I've left no sentiment on this because I was a little unsure what I was going to use. Now, so let's get going. So I've already got all my pieces cut, but I do have a measurement thing. So if you've got a screenshot, if you want to take a screenshot, I'll leave this here. You should be able to take a screenshot, but I'll also post these measurements. So whilst there's a few measurements there, it's darn easy cutting. Now, if you're using imperial measurements, in other words, you're from the US, your card will be 1/8 of an inch squarer. Can you have 1/8 of an inch squarer? But you know what I mean. But you don't even have to change the rest of these sizes. So mine is 8 1/4 by 4 1/8. I folded it in half, scored it. Let's get going. And because this is actually, both cards are really simple. I'll show you the second one in a sec. And I'm hiding this gorgeous foil size.
It's a little secret. It's like a secret.
Sorry?
The foil on the underside is like a little secret in the front.
But it just looks so nice because I love this pattern. And it's a petal pink colour. And I'm not really a petal pink fan. But I wanted a really big border around it. And I wanted to keep that layering of the Misty Moonlight. Now, in the catalogue and also the online exclusives, there are so many designer series papers that have Misty Moonlight in it. It seems to be the hot colour for the catalogue and online exclusives. So I'm just leaving that nice little border around. Now, to be honest, you don't even need my measurements. You can tell if that's 4 1/8 or 4 1/4 if you come from the States. You can see. Now, my card, I kept it flat because I wanted to pop up the top bit. So you can see this is a pretty quick card. You could do multiple of these cards. Now, I've picked a contrasting designer series paper, but I made sure it had some of that petal pink in. So there's that consistency coming through on my layers. Now, so then I've got another Misty Moonlight circle, which is 2 1/4. Now I used a punch, but you could use dies. And I use the my favourite ever. I'm just looking for them. What are they called? Stylish Shapes. As you see, every time I cut something out where I just want a circle, I keep the circle that's left over. So I use this. Now you just decide what works for your size card. Now I kept it to this size so that it would go in a standard envelope. Now I do have square envelopes. I just bought them from the local stationer, but they're not standard. I've got to pay extra to post. So let's not create an issue. I'm going to pop this up with some dimensionals. I've got some dimensionals here somewhere, I'm sure. Yep, I do. My dimensionals are getting a bit messy. Now, normally you would stamp your sentiment because this is your sentiment just here. I just want to show you I've used a different opening technique like this because it's so much more sophisticated. Just kidding.
There's no right or wrong. It's just a preference.
I just took it personally, but that's okay. No, couldn't care less. I kind of went, oh, I always do the card that way. Let's turn it around today. I just thought it was so funny that you actually commented. So I'm just going to place that in the center. Then I've got a little, I cleaned up my desk. I just can't believe I did that. And I cleaned it up so well, there's no scrap pieces of paper on it. And I think I need a scrap piece of paper, but that's okay. I'll just go and grab one sitting here. So what I'm going to do, and this is a little cute, well, it's really easy that anybody can do. I'm looking for my stamp set. So this is from the Inspiring Imperfections. So it's just this one here. Now, for me, I've used markers on this to try and get green and blue. And to be honest, it was just a bit too much trouble for me. So all I've done is on this card, I'm using the Misty Moonlight because then it all matches in. And I've got a lot of colours already in this. Now my Misty Moonlight ink pad needs probably a re-ink. Anyway, so I'm just going to stamp this down. And you can see there's a bit of a difference between where you will be able to see. I'm hoping that, there is a bit of a difference, but I've got to die cut this out first. So, and I wanted to leave this, die cut this with you so that because I know a few don't know this, is on this die, you see there is,
yeah, I can see it.
You see there's one hole right at the very end. Now, it helps you poke this die out, but more importantly, it's the one you line up on the very edge of that stem. Now, you won't be able to see it on the camera, so I've lined up that die with that part there, and then that helps you center this everywhere else. Now, before I get too carried away, let's bring my big shot out. This is probably one of those that would go better on the little mini. Now, so I've got the platform, the thin die adapter, and 2 of the acrylic plates. So I arrange this actually on here, because if I try and shift it, you know what's going to happen. It's going to shift that little bit. If you are worried, or if your plates are a little warped, use a little bit of low tack tape. So, oops, it's a little hard to line up. And as always, I put this on like that so it doesn't move. Let's wind it through.
It may have moved.
And did it?
Yeah, I think so.
It might have moved into the right spot. That was my plan. We'll see. See if my plan worked. Oh, it did move. Rightio. But what I would do actually with this, and I'm not sure you can see it, but I've got a little bit too much of a border on one side. I actually throw this back in. I'm not going to do it today. Move it over to where I want it, because it's off where you've cut over here, and just trim that up. So I've got a little trick for this. I'm going to use my Wink of Stella, and I'm going to pull the colour from that Misty Moonlight, and it's going to colour this flower. So it's going to get a blue, a light matching blue tone, and I think you'll be able to see it. So you're pulling that ink from where you've stamped it. I always pull it from the outside in, and I'm hoping in a second you'll be able to see this. I'm not doing the leaves, I'm just doing the flower. So not only do I get the bling, I get that blue lighter matching blue tone. And I'll just show you this. I'm hoping you'll be able to see. Can you pick up that blue?
Yes.
How it's picked up the blue? So I haven't done the
always forget
leaves.
to use the Wink of Stella for that purpose. I always use like my blender pen, but the Wink is better because you get the glitter.
It is. Well, I like it. So all I'm then going to do is put this on here. Now I have to say, it is annoying me that I've got that little trimmy bit where it did shift. Going to tie a bow, and I'm using. I've got it on my sheet here. What this is called? It is called Gold Twisted Thread. Now it's retiring, so it's still in the last chance sale, or the last chance products, but it's not for sale. It's not on sale. But I love this. I'm going to actually go and get some more, because especially with quite a few, the gold trims come back on some of our designer series paper. This is not a really shiny twine, and that's why I like it.
It's perfect for this paper because you have all the gold
Yep.
lines in there.
And I wanted, oops, that didn't work. I wanted something really fine. Now I only want a really little tiny bow. It's only a little flower. And with a bit of luck, I might be able to distract you with a bit of gold on that. So I'll grab a glue dot. And I keep forgetting they've shifted them. Where's my... Put that there. Now, because I've got a glue dot there, I can arrange that a little bit. Oops. trim that up. I'm going to put that die away because you know what's going to happen if I don't. And then some little dimensionals. Don't need many. Now, on the inside of the card, I'm going to do the same flower. So how many dimensionals would you put there, Christine?
Well, for mini, I probably would do 3, but if I was just using the big ones, it'd be, I mean, I don't know, 1 or 2.
Now, I know I started this conversation before, but I don't think I finished it. Normally, I would stamp first before I put this on, but this one is so much easier to stamp afterwards, and because it's not layered up, it's really easy. So I'm just going to put a thank you, because as you know, I use lots of thank yous. I'm going to line it up down here in the center.
It's a great card.
It's just a pretty card and so easy.
It really, you can't complicate it because I think then it would get too busy.
And I'm just looking for my, yeah, because it does have a lot of different patterns, a lot of different colors, but there's some consistency about it as well.
Yep.
So we'll put that there. Now, I would normally just do the same with the Winker Stella, but we don't need to do that now. And this time I've opened it sideways because I felt the pressure. Or I forgot to do it the other way.
It's square, so there's no wrong way.
Yeah. Better get this right. Just make sure it's not upside down. So it's a simple card, but it's showing you how to use designer series paper, especially when it's a busy designer series paper. And if you kind of keep to the color scheme and some consistency, you can make it really, really pop.
It flows really nicely, yeah.
Yeah. And nothing difficult about that one. So I'm going to show you the next one. There's still nothing difficult about this one either. Just takes a little bit more because I've added more of the features of the suite. So this is, I think, a little more sophisticated than that first one. But again, I've got most of it cut out. So let's go. There's a couple of things I do want to show you here, though. So, what I would do on this, actually, I'll keep going on this card. Now, so I have a card base in basic white. I've got my Misty Moonlight designer cardstock. I've got my measurements here if you want to take them now. If not, they'll be posted on my Facebook page and also on the YouTube channel. So I'm going to put that. That's my layer 1. This is layer 2, but I'm going to emboss layer 2 because you really want to see how nice this embossing folder is. Now, to be honest, I nearly didn't get the embossing folder because I thought that it wasn't one I will use. I am using it on everything. Absolutely everything. Now, so all I need, because it's a 3D embossing folder, is the platform, 3D embossing folder with the paper inside. Obviously, I'm putting my fold first through because that takes all the pressure off the embossing folder so it doesn't crack. Come on. I needed to go a little further. Now I'm using Cloud Cover, which is one of the new in colours. One of my favourite in colours. I'm hoping this one comes back, actually. Now have a look.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
One side, and that's the other side. Now I'm going to be using this side. But it's just got all these different little patterns that kind of match the paper that I used before. Now, I did try and check to see if the embossing folder lined up at any stage with the designer series paper? And no, I don't think it does. Yeah. So that's then going to sit on here. Oops, not upside down there. Actually, I'll put it like that. Now I kept this flat again because I've got a lot of layers, and Australia Post, especially if I send it overseas, keeps sending them back to me and saying they're too fat. So I'm trying to keep them a little flatter than I normally would. So you can see I've now done my 3 layers. Now, there's a couple of tricks for this. Right. Now, you see I used a circle, and that was really to ground these 3 or 4 elements. If I just add these, don't worry that they're not cut out. They kind of hang a little bit. As soon as I add the circle, which I embossed, as you can see, it really turns out, I think it looks a lot better. Now, I'm going to show you a trick, even though I'm not up to this yet. This is how I do my twine. Now, I do it fairly simply. And there's nothing artfully about it, but I can hide everything I do. So I just wrap this around my fingers. Right. Can I say I shove it down here?
You sure can.
Shove it. That's a technical card making term. And that's way too much. Let's not get too carried away. This is just tear and tape, and I don't take off the backing. I'm just going to stick a little bit so it's stuck. Right, then I shift it all the way around, and this on this one I've actually got ends showing, which I don't normally have. So I just put it like that, and then because I want to keep it like that, you can see there's no great artistic ability to it. I actually want that one to go back. Just hide it a little bit. I know. Now, I have done that quick and easy, but it keeps it in place because sometimes it shifts around, makes it difficult.
That's a good trick.
Sorry?
It's a good trick.
Well, it's just easy.
Leave it. Yeah. Usually I put it down, but I peel it off so I stick it on there. But I like how you just kind of put the twine on first.
So I want a little bit. I haven't got a lot of twine showing here, but maybe want to up in. Oh, that looks a bit better. So I haven't got as much there as on this one, but every one of them turn out a little bit different. Now I'm going to die cut these, and I didn't want to die cut them first because I wanted to show you that there's a Stampin' Up have done something a little tricky here. Tricky good, not tricky bad. Grab my cut and emboss machine again. This time I'm going to go back to my standard plates, thin die adapter, and I'm missing a plate because it's warped. Like this. Now, when I'm hoping you'll be able to see this, I'm going to shift this down a bit, make a bit of room. These images, as you can see, have got a matching border, which makes it, I might just cut this in half so it doesn't get too confusing for me. And you see that one has it as well, which then means you don't end up with a white border at all. You're matching it.
Nice. Yeah.
With that gold line is what you're lining it up with. As you know, I can't line these up because I'm not over the top of them, but you'll see. They're pretty easy to line up, these. And where's my last? Oh, here's my last die. Might just move that down a bit. This will be the same as that stamps one that I did, but this is from the designer series paper. So if you don't want to stamp this flower, I'm lining up that little hole at the bottom. I think that's a little better. Let's see if I don't. Oh, that was a light I hit. Just got a little bit of concussion now.
Yeah.
It's always a little crowded. In case you haven't guessed, I've got two sets of lights kind of overhead, as well as the camera. Oh, that shifted completely. Now, if I was concerned about this, I would actually use some low-tack tape. I should be concerned about this. But anyway, we'll give it a go. You'll understand. Whoops. Oh, lost a die.
That happens to me all the time. They go flying off the table.
I know. You'll get to see this in a second. It's on the other side of the desk at the moment. I want to throw those. So they're the dies that I use. I want to put them back in the bag before somewhere on my desk they grow legs and walk. Righto. So I've got that, and already I've lost what happened? Oh, here it is. So there's my images. I'm going to bring my card back. Bring my card back. And I just arrange these as it suits me now. I have popped these up. I'm struggling with my... Oh, here they are. I think my mother used to say, if it was any closer, it would bite you, Anne. And I think that was that case. I'm just putting extras on here just to tease Christine now. So what I have done is made sure that there's some consistency in the colours. So I'll put this one down first. I'll have a little bit of white from the circle showing through. This one I want to put on top. Now I know these colours are going to match because Stampin' Up! Have put them all in the same designer series paper, or coordinate. That's a better thing. So it's going to just sit there like that. I only want to put one dimensional. Throw some glue down here. That's that technical card making term again. All right. Don't want a gap down the bottom there. Otherwise, it's a bit messy.
When
Yes.
you were in Japan, did you see a lot of like pottery like this?
I can't remember it. I'm not sure what that means. Does that mean I didn't look, or
you may not have seen it?
Well, I just have a feeling that I knew about it, so therefore I just ignored. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't that special. I am pretty sure we went to a museum to see something like that. Now,
I was just wondering if that's what struck you about this set. You know, and
it didn't. To be honest, it didn't appeal to me when it. Well, I liked it when I first saw it because, as you know, I went to on stage. And I saw someone demonstrate this and I went, oh, I like that. Where's my card? This is what my card looks like. So I'm just going to put that like that. It's got a dimensional on it. I've got that's what this would be here for. I'm just going to do the You Inspire Me, which is, who wouldn't like a card, especially if you're a crafter, that says You Inspire Me, I think. That perfect. Is just what everybody would like to hear. And even if it's nothing to do with card making, just to know that you inspire someone, to make them feel a bit better.
Yeah, huge compliment.
Yep. And I think quite often we never know when we actually do inspire somebody, because
Mm-hmm.
it can be by that smallest little act. And sometimes someone said something to me about something I did years and years and years ago. I couldn't even remember it. And they said, when you did that, really inspired me. I just looked at them and I'm thinking, I can't remember it, but they remembered it. And it's that old story. It's not what you say, it's how you make someone feel. Oh yeah. So that's that's
Beautiful.
the top of the card. So I haven't got as much gold bling, but I do want to add some of these gorgeous, 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 gorgeous little flower accents. Now, where you put them doesn't really matter. Ooh, where you put them sometimes is where they fall off. That's okay. Yeah,
And I was watching, I don't know if you watched Called the Midwives on
I
Mess.
do. Yep.
So the latest season of Called the Midwives, Reggie had made a vase as a wedding gift for somebody, and some bullies. This is not a spoiler, but some bullies, broke it. And
Yep.
so another character put it together in this method, which I thought was pretty cool. So they had talked, yeah, they
Ah.
talked about it and about how special it is and unique, and about how it, all
Yep.
of what it is they talked about. So it's kind of cool. And it was actually a
Now,
blue vase. It looks just like the one in the card.
this is quite a large stamp. It's got a lot of detail on it, so make sure you keep checking to make sure you've got ink on all of it. And as I said, mine needs a little bit of re-inking. And in honor of Christine, I have put my vase on an
Very
angle
nice.
so that when it goes crooked, I've got someone to blame. That's how that works.
But look how
And then,
perfect it is.
yeah, I do see. That's, if you ask me, I've learned a lot. I always learn things from people, but if you ask me what the one thing I've learned from you that fascinated me, that is it.
Well, and your thank you
So
wasn't on crooked on your
that was just a
block.
bit of luck because I threw it on.
Yeah.
Ideo. So you can see what the different color. I like this one a little better because it pops a bit more. But
I have a
ideo.
question
So
for you.
yes.
Now, according to my screen and my tired eyes, the vase card on the left looks almost like you took some sponging to the embossing folder to give
Oh,
it
I
some
did.
shading.
Why, thank you, Christine. That would be what this is here for. I did sponge it around the edge and add a little bit more highlight. Now, if I wanted to, I could do that now, but I'm just going to spoil it. But yes, that's the difference. And you can see
Yeah,
how this one just has that little bit more pop.
yeah.
And thank you for that. I completely forgot that.
I
It was one of
wasn't
those
sure if it
steps.
was
But
just
yeah,
my eyes or not. But what
now
a great embossing folder for that technique.
it is. And I just wanted to show you. I would then add this to my envelope. So the back flap. And I don't know whether I know you've seen it, but I know some of you may not have. Hi, Myrtle. Is the way that I do this is just run a thin bead of glue. I do know what that is, Christine.
You've been doing really well tonight.
Well, I know. I'm concentrating on trying not to,
You
because
can use as much as you want.
everybody teases me, and even in my classes now. Which
Oh,
one?
I'm
Which side?
sorry.
The
Oh, the blue
gold,
side. No,
the
the
blue
blue.
side. That's what I
Yeah,
thought too. But it seems such a shame till
I
you go
know.
right up to the fold. And then you get rid of the leftover dimensional, and then all you have to do, which is really easy. Actually, I'm going to use my big, valuable, most beautiful scissors. Not my
All
kitchen scissors,
purpose,
mind you.
all purpose
Yeah.
scissors.
No, they're my craft scissors because they cut this beautifully. I've seen
For
people use their scissors like this in the kitchen, cutting cardboard and stuff. I just was horrified, wasn't I, Christine?
You know what I know somebody uses them for all the time is opening up Stampin' Up boxes.
But oh my goodness, no, these are my favourite. They're so good. I'm too scared to use them in case they wear out one day.
Oh,
Ideo. So I do need to stick that down. So now it kind of comes
beautiful.
together.
Yeah.
And on this card, I would have actually embossed the flap, but I'm not going to do that today. So to make it tie in a little bit. Ideo. So they're my cards. They're my
Gorgeous.
projects. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Myrtle. Leave a comment to say, which would you prefer, the easy, quick one, or this one? I mean, none of them are difficult, and it's the same with Christine's. So tell us which one of Christine's you like. Now, don't compare Christine's and mine because we'll get hurt feelings, and we are a little competitive. You hear me say that all the time.
I love how we both did square cards. So just to backtrack, like we don't tell each other what we're gonna make or even any of the supplies. We don't know anything. And a lot more times than not, there's some similarities. And so today it was the square cards.
It
So
was.
it's funny.
Now, next 4th July, we are going to do Christmas in July. So we thought, because it's right at the start of July that we do this. And I think you do. Do you do Christmas in July in the US, Christine?
We do. We do.
We especially do it in Australia because Christmas is so darn hot that you can't do a hot meal. And so Christmas in July is the opportunity to do the big meal, the roast, all the layers.
Oh, so you know what? We do it
The
not
opposite?
yeah, but we do it more like there's a lot of it's not as much of like I think get together in person celebration. Although we did do it, we used to go camping Christmas in July with the family, but I think it's more of like sales. Everything's about sales. But I like that idea that you actually get together with people for Christmas in July.
Yeah, and mainly it's the opportunity to have
Yeah, to
that
eat.
really big, rich, overwhelming meal of many layers. Because
Yes,
when you're in really, really hot weather, you don't want to eat that much. You
right.
don't want hot meals. You want salads and cold stuff and ice creams and that. So it's the opportunity to have that traditional
That's cool.
Christmas meal. So yes.
Good.
IDEO. So that's the first Friday in July. So we have to get our thinking caps on.
And for people in the States, don't worry, it's not the Friday. It's
sorry.
it's well, and I only say that because the first Friday in July is a holiday. It's on July 3rd, so it's Thursday, July 3rd, not July 4th, which is a big holiday, fireworks and everything.
Yes, that makes sense. Yeah. And don't forget, everybody, you've seen two really fabulous sweets, and there's so many more sweets that we could have picked from that are on sale, and I think we both think that it is a fabulous opportunity to get some cheap products, because I'm going to jump in this afternoon and do some ordering to get some more, because I haven't got hardly any designer series paper. That's what I keep discovering every time I get to here.
I only have my paper share version, so I have like one sheet of each, and that's it. So I've been stingy.
I've got nothing. Yeah.
But that's a good way of getting papers. Buy one, get one half off.
Yes. Thanks, everybody. Hand it back over to you, Christine, to close down.
All right. Well, we thank you for watching, whether it be live or on the replay. We love getting together with each other, but with all of you, and it makes it fun. So we didn't have a whole lot of comments tonight, And it could be for who knows why. But definitely as you're watching on a replay, put some comments on there so it just kind of engages a little conversation. And if you have questions, of course, we'll answer it. So I think that's all that we have next month. We'll do Christmas in July. And I was trying to think. We don't know what any promotions and such will be in July, but I'm sure there'll be something.
And the more comments that you leave, the more it helps us because it spreads the word and more people watch, and that
Yes.
it certainly helps us. Now, Christine, just to close, could you show me your amazing t-shirt, please?
So somebody gave this to me. It says, let's see if I can get it. This is my card making shirt. Valerie, my upline, gave it to me, and I really like it. And so she got it on Amazon. So if you just Google card making shirt, it will pop up, and you can actually get it in all sorts of colors. But I think it's the same like layout of the text. But yeah, it's a fun shirt.
I love it, love it, love it, love it. Now you know I'm going to be Googling this afternoon on Amazon, but it may not be available in
Yeah, I
Australia.
don't
But
know
we'll
if it
see.
is, but let me know,
Yeah,
wink, wink. I
yes,
might be able to get you one.
because we catch up later this year, so that would be
Just you
really
wait.
good.
We're getting together, and then we're going on our girls' road trip.
Whoop
That will be
whoop.
fun.
Yes. IDEO. Thanks, everybody. It's been
Thank you very
another
much.
fabulous day. We really
Excellent.
appreciate. Wait a minute, I'll throw us all back. We really appreciate you joining us, and we do have so much fun. And they were really good cards today. I really
We
liked.
did good. I think we
Yeah, we
did
did.
good.
We did good, and thank you very much for joining us. Thanks, everybody.
Bye
Bye for
bye.
now.